and welcome to another episode of Showreel. I'm your host, Danny Backinger, and we have an exciting Muppet of a show coming up for you today. We will be bringing you all the latest in movie news, plus a review of the new action comedy film The Heat, with a bit of help from our special big blue furry guest, Sesame Street's lovable Australian cousin, Troggg. And that's with 3 Gs.
That's right, Danny. But first we are joined by the man behind the puppet from Larrakin Puppets, Brett Hansen. Brett has worked both on live performances and on screen, and was also working both as a puppetry consultant and cast member in the 2012 Brisbane Arts Theatre production of the Broadway musical Avenue Q. Thanks for joining us on the show, Brett.
Thank you very much for having me.
Fantastic. So how did you get into puppetry?
I've just always been fascinated by it. I used to be glued to the TV screen growing up, watching Sesame Street and the Muppets. My parents gave me a little duck and a hippopotamus puppet to play with, and I would just have them on my hands the whole time, and I would just mimic everything I saw on the screen, the way they walked, the way the lip sync worked. I was just fascinated with the Muppets, basically. Yeah, so I've just always done it.
And how did you transfer that fascination into a business?
Well, I guess I did a few little kids' parties growing up, and I did some puppet shows in the library at school, and I just kept doing it. I guess it was really working on Avenue Q last year that really got me thinking, there could be a bit of money in this. I could create my own opportunities, I guess. And when I lost my job middle of last year, my day job, because I've always worked in general like retail, hospitality kind of jobs, storeman, all that sort of thing. When that job ended, at the same time as pretty much everyone else lost their jobs last year, finding work was really hard. So someone told me, look, rather than Centrelink, there is a self-employment alternative called NEIS, N-E-I-S, which stands for New Enterprise Incentive Scheme. You could start that puppet business you've always wanted to start.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, oh, all right, I'll ask about that. And basically, they put you through a small business management course, and then they team you up with a mentor for a year. And rather than do the Centrelink thing, rather than fill out a job diary and apply for jobs that you're not really interested in just for the cash, it's a self-employment alternative, and you get your fortnightly pittance, I guess.
That's a good name for it.
Yeah, but any money you make in your business, you get to keep as well. And they just you get paid to help to prove that you're working hard on your business and doing your marketing, and I guess that's what I'm doing here today. For example, I'm here talking about the business and getting the word out there.
So, fantastic.
So then you mentioned Avenue Q.
Yeah.
You've worked both on stage and now on screen as a puppeteer. Do you have a preference? Which one's more exciting?
Either or. The majority of stuff I do is I do a lot of kids' birthday parties and a bit of MCing work with Troggg as well for wedding receptions or corporate functions. Or he's going to be MCing a film festival later this month. But as for Avenue Q on stage, it's there and then. You're in front of an audience. What they see, what you do is that's it. But whereas on screen, if you're doing a film or you're on TV, you've got the opportunity to edit and choose the best take, do several takes and choose from the best one. So but they're each good in their own way.
Fantastic. And we actually met Troggg backstage earlier. He was very lovely. But how did you come up with his concept and his look and personality? I
don't know. I wanted some sort of Muppety monster character, a live hands puppet, one that I could stick my hand in and make a hand that could actually move. Because I worked on a couple of the puppets in Avenue Q that were like this. We had 2 puppeteers for the 2 characters that I was performing with. I really wanted something like that. You can't buy things like that. So I've brought a drawing along. I actually drew drew a little picture of the character I wanted. Just a rough little sketch there, if you can. Oh, there he is.
Oh, wow.
Drew a little rough sketch and sent this into a professional ex-Jim Henson Muppet builder in the US and said, I'd like a puppet that looks a bit like this, and I gave him all the specifications. And so the question really was, how do I come up with that sort of character?
Yeah, and his personality and stuff like that.
Yeah, he just he's a shaggy monster. He looks like he should have a bit of a grainy,
so
rough voice, I guess. He's kind of Cookie Monster-ish, but he's not like a greedy guts like Cookie Monster. He's got some of the same personality traits, I guess, but just an Aussie version.
How do you do the voice? Sorry.
Yeah, no, you
but,
coming up with voices. It's just a matter of looking at the puppet and moving it and just coming up with different voices. Like, I mean, he could easily have a smooth kind of smooth talking voice, or I mean, yeah, it's just about experiment, look at it, talk to it, see how it moves, see how it looks, and just kind of come up with a voice.
I'm dying to know more.
So I do understand it took quite a while for Troggg to be made. How long did it take from the drawing to the actual end puppet?
Yeah, well, the drawing I did about this time last year, and from the time that I actually sent the drawing and paid for it and everything, it took 6 months for him to finally arrive here. And I got a bit worried during the course of that time, because I was thinking it'd be a lot sooner, but the guy was obviously very backed up with other orders. So, 6 months later, he finally arrived, and I was very happy with the final product.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We met Troggg backstage, and he's so lovely. How do you, I suppose, start to think of what other puppet could I introduce to sort of complement him, especially for your business, the Larrakin?
Well, I mean, I have these other little puppets, such as this little one here called Frisbee.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
He's sort of the voice of reason out of my characters. He's sort of oh, come on, settle down, Troggg. That's enough. Yeah, he's sort of, I guess he's sort of my Kermit the Frog. I guess he's sort of a more sensible character, as sensible as you can get for someone that's not wearing any pants. But yeah, but I mean, these are the sort of characters that complement Troggg. These ones are actually readily available on Amazon. It's a little company called sillypuppets.com. But I actually personalised this. I trimmed the fur around his mouth. I made a tongue for him, and I put a little baby shirt on him just to kind of personalise him a bit more.
Gorgeous.
But
I realise they're puppets, but do you end up having a favourite? Choosing which one you prefer working with?
Obviously, Trogg's my favourite.
You have to, though, right?
Well, yeah.
He's listening.
But Frisbee's. I mean, look, Trogg's the face of my logo as well, so he's
got to be the favourite.
Yeah.
And for anyone else wanting to get into puppetry, what kind of opportunities are there out there for them, and where's a good time to start?
Well, that's the thing. There aren't really a whole lot of opportunities, which is sort of why I started a business, to create opportunities for myself. Apart from the occasional theatre production that comes up, like when Avenue Q came up last year, there was an opportunity. That was great. Little Shop of Horrors is coming up end of this year. There's going to be a local production of that. But apart from that, really, you've just got to do it yourself. Yeah, just create your own opportunities, really.
Fantastic.
There aren't many people out there saying, we're looking for a puppeteer, we'll hire you.
Yeah.
Puppeteers wanted. You've got to do it yourself, really.
Oh,
well, that's a
I'd love
great
to hear
message.
more. That's fantastic. We'll have to leave it there, but stay with us because Brett and Troggg will be joining us for more Showreel right after the break. Don't go away.
Glee star Corey Monteith was found dead in his hotel room in Vancouver last Saturday. Police have ruled out foul play. James Bond 24 has been confirmed, with Sam Mendes returning to the director's chair and Skyfall's John Logan penning the script. Hopes are up for a repeat performance of the pair's success at 007's last outing. The movie is due for a Christmas 2015 release. What else have we got here? Saving Mr. Banks, the story behind Walt Disney's pursuit of author P.L. Travers in order to get the film rights to her story Mary Poppins, is about to be released in the US. The film, starring Tom Hanks, Emma Thompson and Paul Giamatti, is already creating Oscar buzz for its leads. It should be here by September. Excellent. Lindsay Lohan and James Dean, yes, that James Dean, they've resurrected the 50s movie actor apparently, are about to be seen on our screens in The Canyons. Written by American Psycho's Bret Easton Ellis, the film is already being touted as a future cult classic, with a dubstep soundtrack and Gus Van Der Sant playing a doctor, this bleak view of the now is set for an August 2nd US release. The remake of Korean shocker Old Boy is set for its American release. Starring Josh Brolin, the story centres around a man kidnapped and held prisoner for 20 years and then suddenly released. The Spike Lee film, infamous for its non-DIY use of a hammer, is due in November.
Hey guys, ready for the news? And what's going on? I'm here for the news. What are you doing?
That's all we have time for on the news this week. Goodbye! Yeah!
We are now joined with the highly talented puppet Troggg, who's here to tell us about his career and fame. Welcome to the show, Troggg. How are you doing today?
No, I'm well. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. So what does a day in the life of Troggg include?
I get up, I boil the kettle, I peel an onion and I have that for breakfast, whole. And then I go out to entertain people for the day. Sometimes I'll do a bit of marketing, handing out business cards and flyers. Yeah.
Oh, Troggg, can you take us back to the start? Where do you come from?
Well, I actually come from the planet Crouton. It's a cube-shaped planet several galaxies away. And actually the croutons you find in chicken soup were designed to look like my planet.
So how has the journey been from getting from there to the planet Earth?
Oh, well, yeah, I basically just hopped on a spaceship and travelled. They have plenty of, they have like an express bus, but they have express ships that take me from Crouton to Earth all the time.
Oh,
but, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, fun fact.
Troggg, can you tell me, who are your idols?
Look, I really look up to Alf. Do you remember the brown alien from Melmac, Alf?
Yeah, I
And
remember.
Fozzie Bear, he's one of my favourite comedians. And as much as I despise cookies, I do actually quite like Cookie Monster.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, very good. So we know you can actually sing as well. You are very, very talented.
Oh, thank you.
But out of any singer, dead or alive, who would you most like to sing with?
You know, I was actually thinking about this the other day. I'd actually like to sing a duet with Kate Miller-Heidke, you know, when she's not touring the world performing. She spends a lot of time here in Brisbane, and she's good mates with my friend Spencer Housen from the ABC, so I think we can make that happen. So, Kate, if you're watching, you and me, duet. You've sung with Ben Folds, now it's time to take it a step further and sing with Troggg.
That's fantastic. She is a very talented singer, so
Yeah.
good choice there, Troggg.
Thank you, yeah.
Troggg, what are you up to in the future? What are your plans?
Well, I currently have 3 birthday party bookings for kids. I'm in talks with a school about an upcoming performance as well. I'll be the MC at the 2nd annual Backyard Film Festival coming up on Friday, July 26th. And I'll be performing at the Brisbane Zombie Walk event at the end of the year too.
Troggg, do you ever get nervous?
No, not really. No, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm a natural talent, natural performer. Yeah, so you can find all the details at larrakinpuppets.com.au, where you can actually book me for your party or function or wedding reception or you name it. And yeah, I'm on Facebook and Twitter as well. Just look in the search bar for Larrakin Puppets and Troggg with 3 Gs. And the middle G is silent.
Fantastic. Well, you do sound like you have a very, very busy schedule.
Yeah, indeed.
A lot to do with children there. Do you enjoy hanging out with the kids and having some fun with them?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the kids always get a laugh out of me, so I like to make people laugh, and they're the easiest crowd to make laugh, I guess. Doesn't matter what I do, they just laugh.
Fantastic. And is there a Mrs. Troggg? Are there any children on the table for you?
Not really, not at this stage. Yeah, no.
No?
No.
Fantastic. Well, finally, what is any tips for anyone who wants to do some puppetry and get to meet you as well? If there's any fellow puppets out there that want to hang out with you, can they do that as well?
If they want. Yeah, I mean, I'm always up to meet new people, new characters, new monsters. Yeah.
Well, you're very friendly.
No, thank you.
Troggg, thank you for talking to us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Oh, pleasure. We'd also like to thank your amazing partner, Brett Hanson.
Partner? What are the tabloids saying? He's more of an agent or a manager. There's nothing going on between us.
Oh, well, we'll ask Brett.
Oh, all right, come on up here. Oh. Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
Sorry
Brett.
to break the illusion there.
Well, that was absolutely excellent, Brett.
Oh, thank you very much.
Wow.
Could you actually show us a little bit about how Troggg works and how all the magic happens?
The magic of Troggg. Well, hi. There we, well, basically, I've got one hand up his bum, up a little black tube inside him that actually leads to his mouth, and then I've got another arm up this little segment here. This other arm is actually fastened on, and I've got this arm in here, and I've got this arm in there, and he's very heavy. He's a big, heavy puppet, so he's a lot easier to hold right up like this rather than down like this. But yeah, it's pretty much all. I use my right hand to move his mouth, do the lip sync, and my left hand to do the hands. And
It'd take a lot of practice, wouldn't it?
a little bit of practice, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's easy to pick up.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's so adorable.
And did you do a lot of practice with Troggg before you started, doing the children's show so you could get used to him?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely. Sorry, I'm not even on. Hey, hi. I'll put him down for a bit here. I definitely needed to do a lot of practice with him, just to get the feel for the weight and how he moves and everything. Yeah.
Well, it was absolutely fantastic to meet you, Troggg.
Thank you. Yeah, good to meet you too.
Fantastic, and thanks for chatting with us. That's all we have time for right now, but we'll be back after the break with a review of the new film, The Heat. Don't go away.
This week I reviewed The Heat, which is a Paul Feig comedy starring Sandra Bullock as Sarah Ashburn and Melissa McCarthy, who plays Shannon Mullins. We're just about to watch a trailer now.
Sir, I don't understand. I've closed more cases than any agent here.
You are a solid agent, but you're not a team player. None of the other agents like you.
Wait for my 3 count. 1, 2. Unbelievable.
You got a situation in Boston. I'm sending you up.
FBI, we recently got intel that you brought in a dealer, Terrell Rojas.
Hey, look who's here!
Detective Mullins isn't back from lunch yet.
I'm sure he won't mind.
Well, he's a she.
Oh, it's on! She's crazy!
I'm Special Agent Sarah Ashburn. Are you about to be interrogated by an officer?
I am an officer, and that's my perp.
Could you just close the door on the way out?
I'll shut the door on you. Will you lay down here, put your head in the door, and I'll slam it about 157,000 times.
Oh, girl, you better run.
I'm gonna make you bend over, and I'm gonna reach up into your pocket and get the keys to your house. And then I'm gonna drive there and stab you with your own badge. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's loosen that up. Oh, surprise!
Come on, man!
Get out, bull in China shop!
What part of out do you not understand?
You wanna go out? We'll take you out. I can't hold you.
All right, let's pull him up. Come on.
No, wait, I'm not getting anywhere, really. I can't lift him up.
He's all right? The metal car broke his fall? That was pretty awesome.
You are killing us out there. You don't fit in.
I am a federal agent.
What are those?
They're Spanx. They're Spanx. They just hold everything together.
Why? What's gonna come popping out?
Their assignment is to bring down a Boston drug lord, but in order to do so, Sarah is under strict orders to prove she can be a team player and make nice with the rule-breaking, unorthodox Shannon. Sarah needs to suck it up and make their partnership work in order to be given a promotion afterwards. It's a predictable movie where you can easily guess the two cops will eventually become great friends, just as it's a sure thing that McCarthy will have you laughing out loud in your seat. I've always been a Bullock fan, but more recently became a McCarthy fan after I saw her performance in the movie Bridesmaids. Her humour throughout this movie is what her fans have come to rely on and expect, and she doesn't disappoint. Although Bullock's character in this movie is similar to her role in Miss Congeniality, it still seems to work well. It's the sort of movie that has lasting effects, as I've found myself randomly laughing out loud while I've been driving or prepping dinner, because I'm remembering yet another hilarious scene which involved McCarthy. I'd recommend this movie for anyone that likes Paul Feig's previous work, such as Arrested Development, The Office, or Bridesmaids. It's a very enjoyable, light-hearted comedy that managed to deliver the audience quite a few belly laughs throughout. All in all, I'd award it a 3.5 out of 5.
The Heat has Sandra Bullock as a stiff FBI agent who teams up with Melissa McCarthy, a very unconventional Boston police officer, and they must work together to take down a drug dealer. Like any cop-related movie, there was action with speeding cars, gunfights, an explosion, and of course, a bad guy. There are some great moments of female camaraderie throughout this movie, but it's definitely not one for the whole family. It does contain numerous profanities throughout. Our leading ladies were estimated to have said the F word 190 times throughout the film. I was a little disappointed with the humour myself, Danny, as I had very high expectations. There were some funny laugh-out-loud moments, but there were very few and far between for my liking. Often they relied on corny or in-your-face humour. The film's writer has said that she has already been hired to write up a sequel if The Heat is a success. So it looks like this won't be the last we see of the Bullock-McCarthy duo. I give this movie 2 stars out of 5 and would probably recommend seeing it on a cheap Tuesday or waiting for it to come out on DVD. We're also joined by Troggg here as well, who's going to talk about the Heat movie with us. But firstly, I'll go to Danny. So you really enjoyed it?
Yeah, I did. I went into it prepping myself that it can't be as good as Bridesmaids, because, you know, that was just amazing in itself. So I just think I love McCarthy. I really do. She just has to open her mouth and I'm in stitches.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just a little bit disappointed with the humour. I think I went in with very, very high expectations, as I said. I did enjoy Bridesmaids, but for me, when I watched Bridesmaids, it wasn't until the next few times I'd watched it that I really enjoyed it. So I was a little bit disappointed. I would have liked some more, you know, really laugh out loud moments, but I don't know if that's because I just had too high expectations.
Well, that's usually the way, and I think the funny thing about this movie in particular was there was a lot of improvisation. A lot, and you know, I think that tends to turn a lot of people off as well. And sometimes it didn't even sound like there was a script, but I think you were telling me it actually was written in the script that they should sound like they're improvising.
Well, I was, you know, doing some research about the writer, and she said it was very, very hard for them to actually put a trailer together that didn't have any swearing in it, because there was so much swearing throughout the film that they did find that really, really difficult to do. So, yeah, there was a lot of scripted kind of, you know, stuff in there, but there was the improvising. So it did have a bit of the both as well. But in terms of comedy, Troggg, I know you like to make everyone laugh. What do you think it takes to be a good comedian?
Oh, look, yeah, improvisation is often a good way to go. Yeah, I mean, that works.
That works. Yeah. And do you find yourself, do you need to use any swearing, or are you kind of good, you know, good old family
Generally
jokes?
not. I mean, I do perform for adults as well, but I try to keep it clean. Yeah.
Oh, that's very good of you. And can you see yourself in any films in the future?
I'd love to see myself in films in the future if anyone wants to hire me. I mean, I'm a nice, stunning, handsome monster.
You are very, very handsome. What kind of film would be your pick? What genre?
Probably a very serious, soppy, romantic drama.
You'd be the leading man.
Leading male role, yeah, definitely, yeah.
What colour would your leading lady be?
See, I'm not racist. I will accept all colours and creeds.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Troggg and Brett, for joining us on the show today. That's all we've got time for this week. You can catch up on all the latest news on our Facebook and Twitter, and watch our past episodes on YouTube as well.
We'll be back the same time next week with more Showreel. Thanks for watching.